Welcome to Coaches United. Today I have with me a personal friend and trusted coach, my own personal coach, Mr. Andrew Weiss with Weiss Wisdom. Andrew, thank you so much for taking your time out to join us today to speak to the group.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here, Adele. Thank you for bringing me on, and excited to hopefully drop some golden nuggets of knowledge and get the people going.
Oh, I know you're going to drop some golden nuggets here because you've definitely helped me grow exponentially in my business. And I'm absolutely grateful for you and all of your help. And I know this is going to be a great interview. Can you tell us here how did you get started in what you're doing?
Yeah, so I was actually, funny enough about my stories, I've been coaching since I was in middle school. I have two younger brothers, and I was the guy who would volunteer outside of school to actually coach them in basketball practice. And so coaching has always been a passion of mine. And when it comes to actually making money from coaching, I learned how to do that out of college, and I signed up for a high ticket coaching program. Because I found out that if I'm doing something, as the Joker says in Batman, if you're good at it, you don't do it for free. And so I took a high ticket coaching program with a guy named AJ Adams, and he taught me how to monetize my passion for coaching. And since then, I've done high ticket coaching and sales and virtual event consulting and helping people monetize their skill sets so they can continue to have their impact and follow their passions while making sure they're making money in the process.
Right. Now, with your coaching business, Weiss Wisdom, who are the main people you focus on? Like, who are your group of people that you help?
Yes, my group of people are people who are looking to put on virtual events, people who want to start their personal brands, people who want to figure out, hey, Andrew, I know I have a skill set. I know I like helping people, but I don't know how to monetize it at a faster rate yet. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I take pride in is helping people accomplish results 10 times faster than they think is possible, to really kick their butt and get them in the flow of things, using various accountability methods, various mindset methods, strategy, tactics. And really, I love working with people who want to scale either their personal brand or their businesses faster.
Don't I know it? You've kicked my butt so many times.
Yes, it has to happen.
Virtually, mind you, everybody, virtually.
Of course, yes, so virtually, so far, yeah.
So far, yes. We will definitely meet in person here, hopefully this year.
Yes, I'm excited,
Yes, me too. And tell me, I know you've helped a lot of people, and what's like one of the success stories that you can recall that sticks out the most to you?
Yeah, so I like to tell the journey of my coaching so that people could understand, I didn't come out of the womb being able to charge for coaching. I was, when I first started off, like I was the guy who was super nervous to even ask for $100 for people to pay me, and like worried, like, oh no, what if they don't like me after paying me $100? And like, right. What if they say no if I ask for $100? And honestly, it took me months and months to really find get the confidence to get my first official coaching client. And my first clients, when I signed up to the high ticket program, they said, Andrew, you need to be charging $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 for your services. And I was too scared to even attempt to try that I started off with $1,000. And when I got my first $1,000 coaching client, I was just on cloud nine. I felt amazing. It was incredible. And I helped a chiropractor be able to essentially put together a webinar where they had the chance to bring on a lot of people to their event by partnering with another company. And it was right during when COVID happened. Everything had to go virtual. Gyms were unfortunately shut down. And I coached him to be able to put a webinar together to bring on 200 people, so he can give a presentation and then be able to convert clients that way. And he basically already 10x his investment within 6 weeks of working with me. And that was one of my first big proud results for not only getting paid, but having the ROI. And then since then, I helped a client. She kept complaining about not getting pay in fulls for her services. And so I said, hey, you need to demand this, make it happen, and coached her to do that. And she was super grateful and excited about that. And then, of course, we know each other through Podfest. Right. And Chris commits us to start our Podfest after I ran my own virtual event last May. Luckily, one of the speakers, Tyler Basu, enjoyed the event so much that we got referred to each other. And since helping to run PodFest, we've broken a Guinness World Record. I'll help bring in over 5,000 people for one event. We've done several other events that have been very successful as far as people, sponsors, and everything involved. And I'm definitely excited to go for another Guinness World Record coming up here in the next couple of weeks, where we're aiming for 10,000 people and being able to bring results that way too.
That sounds, I'm excited. Yes.
Oh, yes.
So you said you had the confidence to ask for the chiropractor as a client to pay you $1,000. How'd you get that confidence to muster up to approach him or her?
Yeah, so I did make a big investment into myself to purchase this high ticket coaching program. And I knew that one of the things that he taught me was just really a big epiphany for me, is helping me to see the value in what my skill sets were. And prior to coaching, I was working with a nonprofit where I was getting paid, nonprofit rates, I'll be transparent, about $30,000 to $35,000 per year. And if you run the numbers, I was helping to bring in anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million into that nonprofit. And so when he helped me realize that and going, Andrew, you're telling me that you're getting paid 30 grand, you're a part of a team that was bringing $1 million. Like, don't you think you should be paid a little bit more? I go, yeah, that's very true. Yeah. And he helped me see that, for example, the chiropractor, he gets paid $1,500 per client. And so even if I had only helped him bring in one extra client, the investment definitely would have been worth it. And so that's why helping me to see the return on investment, where if I help them get more clients and X their investment, then that's why it makes so much more sense. Yeah.
So you're saying that your coach pushed you out of your comfort zone and helped you become more confident.
100%. And I will say too, Adele, I did attempt to pitch a $2,000, $3,000 program, and people sense energy. They sense confidence, they sense authority. And if you say things like, geez, I hope you buy my program, like, pretty please, like, buy my program, like, they're like, I don't think I want to buy it anymore. No. And so because I had that lack of confidence and that disconnect in energy, I failed. A lot of people rejected me for paying me for their services. And then I figured, okay, like, I want to at least get one small win. So that's why I lowered it to $1,000 and just pitched it. And luckily, I did have a bit of a sales background with doing door-to-door sales. And originally he only wanted to pay me $500, but I was able to upsell him to the minimum $1,000 and just help him say, hey, I want to help you get X number of clients. Even if I just help you get one extra person, this investment will be worth it for you. Absolutely.
So besides the confidence, which, like, you couldn't even tell you're not confident anymore. Like, your level of confidence is very strong. Now, besides the confidence, I know we all go through some challenges, like with business, because entrepreneurs have it really tough. They just, like, they're challenged left and right and all over the place. Like, what has been one challenge that, like, you really had to overcome, and an obstacle that you had to just get past?
Oh, that's a good question. So one of the biggest challenges I've had to overcome is, so when it comes to the coaching industry and with any professional development, there's various categories that when you want something, you first have to feel like you're worthy to receive it. Right. And it's unfortunate that we grow up in environments where we don't feel like we are deserving of things, or we're worthy, and that we don't deserve it, essentially. So that's honestly one of the most difficult things to work through, is understanding that we are worthy to receive it. We do deserve it. Of course, people want to pay us. Of course, we give people value. And then, of course, feeling like we're qualified to even do it in the first place. And, it's unfortunate, for example, that women get paid 70 cents on the dollar. But one of the biggest reasons for that is that they don't ask for the raises, and they don't ask for the promotions. They don't ask for enough money in the first place. And so having the confidence to essentially oversell yourself a little bit and understand that you do deserve it is definitely a huge deal. So, as I mentioned, I've been trying to grow my coaching business for several years, and for several years it really was a lot of mindset. It's like, oh, I'm not worthy. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't deserve it. And just and one of the funny things too is that people, sometimes think that just clicking post on social media will get you all these clients, but there's more work that needs to happen
No,
there.
that way.
And I follow a woman named Stacey Bayman. She gets coached by Brooke Castillo, who runs the Life Coach School.
Mhm.
And she says, when it comes to being a coach, what you need to do is put yourself out there, tell them you're a coach, and make offers. And if you don't do that, then you can't just cross your fingers and hope that people magically want to buy from you.
Absolutely. Of course, you have to put the work in to get the results back. We all know that.
100%. Exactly. Yes.
So what do you love most about coaching?
Oh man, I'll start by saying there's a quote by a guy named Christian Mickelson who says, there's a lot of marketers out there who want to make a bunch of money without helping people.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of coaches out there who want to help people without knowing how to make money. And I'm definitely grateful that I love coaching. Like, it's definitely one of my true passions. I love being able to transform people's lives, helping them to see their potential in themselves, just seeing your growth alone, and how are you going from I'm too scared to put myself out there to saying I'm making these phone calls every single day, like watch me be a badass. I love being that catalyst for people. And I think there's another quote that if you treat people for who you believe they can be versus where they are or where they were, then they can start to see for themselves where they can be. And I'm a big advocate for that, for helping people see their potential, see their skill sets, and how much value they do have in the world. Because when I was in high school, and I struggled with my own confidence and self-worth and awareness, and not feeling like I had a voice. And then I read the book Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. And that's why I decided, you know what, I'm not going to be a victim anymore. I want to stand up. I want to step into my greatness and keep getting better every day.
That's beautiful. I love it. And you live it. I know it because I talk to you very often, and it's like you're an amazing person. I'm blessed to have you in my life. You're great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes.
You're welcome. So give us your top 3 tips on building skills. Like, what are your top 3 personal tips?
So one of the most important things, understanding what your skills are in the first place, what your strengths are in the first place. And if you haven't already, it should be a requirement to really take those personality tests, whether it's Strengths Finders, MBTI, DISC. I think there's a Ocean test. Recently, I took a flow test from the Flow Collective to see how I get into states of flow. So that's definitely one of the most important things, is to really understand yourself. Secondly, once you understand yourself, understand your skill sets, really understand how important it is to continuously put yourself out there. All right, put your brand out there. Let people know about what results you're bringing, what your skill sets are, how you help them, why they should work with you. Keep giving value to people, and just putting good word into the world. And one of the speakers that was at PodFest, they said it pretty well too, is that if you're out of sight and you're out of mind, then you're probably out of business.
I like that.
So really have the courage to, once know your skill sets, how you help people, put yourself out there. And then the most important thing too, for the third tip, is being in an environment where you're forced to succeed. Be in an environment where you're forced to succeed, and spending time with people who are where you want to be, spending time with people who do cheer you on, who do motivate you, who do inspire you. And recognize too that if you're not moving at a pace you want, maybe you need to put some kind of accountability system in place to make sure that things are going to happen on a guaranteed basis, and you can get things going that way as well.
Nice. What would be one of your examples of an environment where you would put somebody in to force them to succeed?
Yeah, so I have experience running accountability programs. And that all started off when I follow another guy named Dr. Benjamin Hardy, and he wrote Willpower Doesn't Work. And one of the things he mentioned in so I took his mastermind program, and it was back in, I think, December 2017. Everyone has extra money that they want to blow to like get rich in the next year, essentially. So looking at various different programs. And his program said, hey, my program is $1,000. And the trick is, if you actually complete it and go through it for the rest of the year, you'll get your $1,000 back. Plus, I'll pay you $1,000 as a thank you for completing the program, essentially. And I'm like, I got that. That's a no-brainer. Heck yeah, I can do that. And since learning about that, I twisted it where I found that people actually fear loss more than they want gain. And pain is a much bigger motivator than pleasure. And so rather than having people say, oh, I want that Ferrari, I want that new house, I want to travel around the world, that's a pleasure piece. But if you don't have a pain factor in place where if you don't get that, what's the consequence of you not getting that? And that should scare you to not be able to have that travel opportunity, that Ferrari, that new house. So another thing too is, people are motivated by different things, and a lot of people are motivated by money. This is a fact. And when I was running the accountability program, the way I did it is that I have everyone deposit money into a pot, and it has to be a amount of money that scares them, that they don't want to lose. And then each day they have to make progress towards their goals on a platform with the group to prove that they're all helping each other. And that way, whenever someone's not feeling motivated one day, they'll say, oh, this other person got in their workout, or this other person made their phone calls. Like, I better do my work too as part of the group, and I don't want to lose my money. And so essentially, everyone puts money into a pot. They agree what they're going to do each day to make progress towards their goals. If they don't do anything, they miss out on their money, and they get sent to the winners or sent to an organization they don't like. And if they do the work, not only do they reach their goals, they also get their money back. And it's like one of the best feelings in the world, going, oh my gosh, if I actually stay focused and don't let my own excuses and my own complaining get in the way, I can actually keep moving forward and get guaranteed success. And so that's definitely been a program that's had 110% success rate with health, with money, with just building new habits. And it's definitely worked very well. But, some people aren't motivated by money. So you have to find other ways to motivate people. Like recently, another group we did a bunch of like dares where, like, for example, one guy hates running. And he's like, okay, if I don't do the work, you have to make me run a half marathon. He's like, and I'm not running a half marathon. So he did the work.
I like that, the DARE system. That's good. Definitely, I love it. I know the money, people do not want to lose money. That is a fact.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah, so it's just a matter of finding people's motivators and understanding, like, okay, like, because some people have told me I don't care about money. Like, I don't care if I put money in and lose it, like, whatever. But like, some people are like, but if I don't do it, then I get publicly shamed. I don't want to be publicly shamed, so I'm gonna do the work.
Yep, that's definitely, that would be a great motivator or pusher of somebody to push them into success. I love it.
Exactly. Yes.
Well, Andrew, I know that you schedule every second of every day, and I want to thank you so much. I want to thank you so much for your time and sharing your knowledge with us today, and to the group and everybody here in Coaches United.
Yes, no, this has been fun. Thank you for hosting, and I'm excited to connect with other coaches in the group as well. And I definitely am a huge advocate for coaching. And I know some people say, oh, not everyone needs a coach, but in my opinion, everyone does, because even Michael Jordan had a coach, even Tiger Woods has a coach. The top CEOs and executives in the world, they have coaches, and you don't know what you don't know. So everyone needs someone on their blind spot saying, hey, what about this? What about this? What about this? And helping to keep pushing you and seeing your potential.
100% right. I know this straight from experience.
Yes.
And I'm going to leave your information in the text above. So if anybody wants to get a hold of you at any time, they'll have your information in there. And until next time, I'll catch you all in the next episode.